to the show. It is before the game. Please, mate, welcome a man who's got another huge week ahead of him from the Collingwood Football Club. Heath Shaw, everybody.
Yeah, well, that was a heartbreaker last night, but how does it feel? You're in the grand final. Do you, as soon as the siren goes, is that your first thought? We're back next week for the granny?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was pretty excited, and to get over the line in the end in such a tough game.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I don't seem excited, but
Was it more a feeling of relief or of elation?
I think it was relief to start with, but then you sort of look for the first person and try and give him a big hug.
Who'd you hug, man? Who'd you go to? Who'd you go to, man, in the hug stakes?
I went to hug Luke Ball and Chris Tarrant, and I think we headbutted each other. So Taz said he didn't feel anything. So
it's his first time, Taz, isn't it? For a grand final.
No, he's played in a couple.
Oh, yeah, sorry. His first possible chance to win one. Sorry.
Research. Yeah. Scores last night, just in case you missed them. And if you didn't see this, you missed something. Cut it out. They're a super team and they deserve to get in. They're a wonderful football team, folks.
Okay, Andy, thanks for that. This was a thrilling, gripping, and absolutely meaningful game of footy. It was, the best of what this game has to offer, really. The pressure that Hawthorn put on was absolutely outstanding. They forced error after uncharacteristic error from Collingwood, and we're looking at all the key moments here from the last quarter when Collingwood, having kicked only 5 goals in 3 quarters, actually managed to kick 5 in the final term and steal the 3-point victory. That there is the match winner that Luke Ball kicked.
What about this, though? What about this?
Well, this is the tackle, Dave, that reminded me of a 1999 preliminary final in Fraser Brown and Dean Wallace. But
Can I say with that, though, Dale Thomas texted me today and said that's the tackle of the century.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's playing it down. Would you call that the tackle of the century? You put on a pretty good chase at one point in the grand final last year.
Yeah, I think if Tomo hadn't have done that, they were away. So he was definitely telling everyone about it this morning at recovery.
You had the shepherd of the century. No, the smother of the century.
Yeah, that was pretty good as well. But as I said to him, mine was in a grand final. His was only in a prelim. So.
In a game like that, though, that was the moment, wasn't it? There were 30 seconds to go. Cyril Rioli, who had been dangerous all night, was sort of streaming through the middle. It could have gone their way.
Yeah, it could have gone pear-shaped after that. But, obviously Tomo said he was down on his usual performance. He just did one sort of amazing thing, one little 1%er, and it was pretty good.
Hey, what's Luke Ball come to mean to the group? Mick talks about him in glowing terms. We saw as part of Sam's package there, he kicks the winner last night. He kicked the game sealer against West Coast a couple of weeks ago. He's done a couple of things in recent times that aren't necessarily Luke Ball-esque, kicking these match-winning goals. What can you sort of tell us about the impact that he's had on the group since he's arrived?
Yeah, I think he's just a ultimate professional boy, and he gets the most out of himself. He obviously came to the club under different circumstances and was carrying a few injury clouds, and he got through them, and he's probably playing his career best football at the moment.
He's a superstar, and you got him for nothing.
Yeah, he was a bargain for free.
There's a really fascinating story. I think it was in The Age during the week, Sam, about the rebuild of Luke Ball and the fact that he's doing all of these things now physically from a speed endurance perspective that he wasn't able to do a couple of years ago, particularly when he's in his last couple of years at St Kilda. Do you look at him now and does he resemble at all the athlete that arrived at Collingwood? Has he improved dramatically to your eye in that regard?
Yeah, I think he's definitely improved. He's been on the track like nearly every session, and sort of that first year we nursed him through a lot of the pre-season trying to get him right, and I think it helps having a full pre-season under your belt and just being out there all the time, and he loves his footy. He's always around the club, and I think Tomo says his missus must bash him because he never leaves the club. So he loves being around it, and he drags all the guys along with him too. So
now Travis Cloke's also a superstar, and he's possibly your most important player. But you tried to get him in trouble during the week, I believe. He had Miss Universe Australia turned up to the Westpac Centre, and there's Trav, and you've given him the pen, say sign away, and here he goes to sign. Signs a little bit high, I reckon, you know. I mean, does Trav have a girlfriend?
yeah, he might have two now. So I made sure I signed underneath, so all he had to do was sign above it. So
Yes,
I set it up for him.
Yeah, good stuff. Absolutely.
Your coach's emotion at the end of the game, we've all had a chat about it today, and it was amazing. So I don't know whether you've seen the vision yet. You probably have, but I heard an interview with him on Crunch Time on SEN today, and he said something about the fact that at three-quarter time he really asked for a supreme effort from you blokes. You were down, we know that, and he got the effort that he wanted. And I reckon he's just so proud of what you guys were able to achieve that's probably at the core of what came out of him at the end of the game. Does that surprise you, seeing that kind of reaction from Mick?
I haven't seen him obviously like that, and I think the last time was the grand final loss. But I think all the players put everything out on the field and give everything, and I think Mick does as well. He plays every minute along with us.
Well, I hope you're happy. Look what you've done to your coach.
He was smiling this morning, so
top shelf.
that's all that matters.
You can't help but unpick it, I suppose, given what lies ahead for him. Do you think he's ready for the transition to not be a senior coach?
I don't know. He's obviously we've got one more week to go, and hopefully we can send him off the best way possible. But he's been, I think, great to a lot of players over the journey, and he's been around football for a long time, and I suppose a lot of people are going to miss him.
But he'll be in the background. He's contracted for another couple of years. He'll be in the background next year, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be there somewhere. I don't know.
He'll be lurking in that beret that he wears around. Right?
You reckon he will? You reckon he'll still be?
Yeah, I think he will be.
At Collingwood.
Yeah.
At Collingwood.
If you're a betting man, you reckon he'll be around next year? Would you say?
There's probably best you didn't. There's always a beaten brigade, and they're going to be steeled by this Hawthorn. And you only have to look at Alistair Clarkson, their coach, after the game last night, and hear what he had to say. He wasn't searching for excuses about Hawthorn's defeat.
We should have won a game of footy. We missed out on a grand final because we just weren't hard enough and tough enough for long enough. Bottom line, you need to do it for 4 quarters in finals footy, and we didn't. And we paid the price, a bloody hard price to pay.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well
Good
said.
stuff.
That's
Good
what
stuff.
I like. He's not satisfied unless he wins.
No.
And that's what you want in your coach. There was one report last night from the game. It was a high contact, high impact,
Really?
and intentional.
Haven't heard about this.
Probably looking at 6 or 7 weeks. Alistair Clarkson, let's have a look at it. Here it is. Bang! Yep. The tribunal will have a look at that this week.
Sammy, a couple of pies have ended up a bit sore from last
Indeed,
night.
and look, it wouldn't be a lead up to a grand final without us focusing on a couple of bodies and seeing whether they're going to be right to go. The 2 men in your camp, Heath, are Ben Reid and Darren Jolly. We saw Ben come from the field. He did return. I don't know what they're kind of warming up there, but there's Darren
does
Jolly.
look good.
Now he looked the more concerning of the two, like some kind of upper leg or groin injury. What's your sense of what's going on with them?
It's a groin, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, you do know.
You do know.
Can you tell us right now?
Yeah, I don't know. He was a bit sore this morning.
Was he in a wheelchair?
No, he wasn't in a wheelchair.
An iron lung?
No, to be honest, I wasn't really paying
A bubble. Is he in a bubble?
I wasn't really paying much attention to him. Reedy was fine. I think he came back on, and the back line were a bit dirty. He didn't stay on the ground. If you're injured, you stay off, sort of thing.
So
But he came back on.
you're saying Reedy's weak. All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
he was,
I've got to give it.
When the pressure was on.
You've got to give us something, mate. You've got to give us something here. I want you to tell us exactly what happened in this moment. This was during the week. What the hell goes on to cause this? What happened, man?
What is that?
What happened?
Yeah, we were doing our normal recovery session, and we had a little bit of story time in the middle there, and young Alex Fasolo was in the middle, and he told a good story.
Is it possible for this time slot?
No.
A big week. I know you've been there before, obviously, last year. How are you coping personally under this kind of pressure? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Mate.
Well, I'm just a bit worried about your behaviour.
What?
Well, as you are the training track during the week, and I just see if there's a telltale sign here that maybe you've losing it a bit. I don't know. Is that normal behaviour?
That's Melbourne weather. I've got short sleeves and a beanie on. That's how it works.